My dad forced my mom to birth me, and then he did something even worse that's destroying our family.
How does it get worse?
I don't know, John. Give me a situation that's worse than that.
I don't know, bro.
My dad forced my mom to birth me and then cheated on my mom and then had a baby with that woman that he cheated on my mom with and then switched the two babies with each other. That would be a little worse.
That is worse.
Maybe that's what happened. We'll see. I grew up thinking my mother had abandoned us. That is what he always told me. He told me my mother packed up and left when I was 2 years old.
Jeez.
I grew up to resent and hate her, mainly because I saw how my father was working super long hours to make ends meet. I hated how my grandma basically had to raise me. When I would ask about my mother, my grandma painted a picture of a bitter, spiteful, hateful, spoiled, entitled woman. I felt justified in my anger and hate for her. That's what my family told me, and I absolutely had no reason to doubt them.
Why would she?
A few weeks ago, I found her on social media.
Oh, wow.
And I was so effing mad. She was out there living her best life. She's a cook or a chef in a Michelin star restaurant. She travels, has a huge apartment, and apparently is married to a gorgeous man.
Oh, my.
In a fit of rage, I DM'd her, cursing her out for abandoning me to live her frivolous lifestyle and that karma would come back for her. She obviously saw it, and instead of going off on me, she just asked me to meet her and that she felt like I had a right to express my anger to her in person and that she owed me that much. Interesting comeback.
I guess starting off on a good foot there.
I was starstruck because my father said she'd never understood the consequences of her actions. Without telling anyone, I agreed.
Oh.
She invited me to this amazing restaurant. She paid for an Uber for me and everything. It was awkward at the beginning, and I kept berating her. I was so angry. I cried a little. She sat there and took it all. I then asked her the big question: why did you abandon me?
Yeah.
She then asked, do you really want to know the whole story? It's not nice. I'm ready to be the bad guy in your head and forever to keep my distance if you want me to.
Wow.
I just kept pressing her. And then she told me the real story.
This feels like a movie.
She told me that my father and her met shortly before ending university. At the time, my mother had said she did not want to stay in the uni town. A few months after dating, my father told her that his landlord was evicting him because the apartment was needed for immediate family use. She offered him a place to stay while he was finding another place to live. Months passed and he wasn't doing anything. Then she got a job in another country. She told my father that he could take over her apartment or come with her. They had this huge fight where my mother told him that she was not ready for the type of commitment he wanted. She wanted different things in life. And that as much as she loved him, they just weren't compatible. They stayed living together, and then one day she found out she was pregnant.
Oh.
She told me honestly that she was thinking of not having me. She did not feel ready to be a mom at 22. She did not have maternal feelings. She said she was already struggling with depression and late diagnosed ADHD.
Man, the mom was not lying. Like, she's giving it her the true
She's giving
origin
the truth.
Story.
Yeah. Which is, I mean, like, it's what OP wanted. So I think that's,
there you go.
you know, I think she's doing the best that she can right now. My father convinced her to have me. He said he would take me because he had the right to take me, that he would go after her legally because the baby was also his. So she had me. She said that the time after the birth was really bad. My father was dragging out the legal procedures. He refused to vacate the home. My mother said that while she felt love for me, that there were moments when she felt overjoyed, it was overshadowed by huge waves of suicidal ideation and depression. She was scared that she was going to hurt me. She also showed me some of the court documents of the time that backed up her claims. So I guess like this was documented in the courts.
Jeez.
In the end, she was so desperate that she agreed to stay with my father if he agreed to be the main caretaker. He did, but only half-assed. My mother then told me that it got so bad that she tried to unalive herself around my second birthday after a particularly nasty fight where my father admitted to having tampered with her birth control so that she would get pregnant. She showed me the papers of the involuntary 72-hour commitment and the legal documents where she was found unfit to be a parent afterwards. I felt nauseous after all that. I would have not believed her had she not brought all this evidence with her. She then asked me what I meant in my message, that we were struggling. I told her that we weren't exactly rich and that I was struggling to come up with money to go to university in another city. She was bewildered and asked me what my father had been doing with the monthly payment she was making. I told her, "You don't receive money." Then she took out a stack of papers. Guys, she's been sending child support every month and it's $3,000 every month just for child support.
My God, for the whole time?
Yeah, so she was court mandated to pay $1,500 and she doubled the payments out of her own will.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
She was very concerned about this and told me she would talk to her lawyers ASAP to transfer the money to me directly. In the end, she apologized to me. She's very sorry to have put me through this. She's very sorry for not being stronger. She's very sorry for letting me grow up the way I did. She was crying and I was crying. She then told me to take my time. She would contact me again regarding the payment and that it was up to me if I wanted to see her again. That she couldn't be the mother I wanted, but the least she could do is help me with anything I needed. I hugged her. I cried. She cried. I boxed up my food and got another Uber home. At home, my father was not there, so I went straight to bed and left the next morning, and I'm staying with my boyfriend. My whole life is a lie.
That's the end of the story. My goodness. Here's what I would say
Intense,
to that.
dude.
So even if, you know, the mother apologized for her behavior in the past, even with that, clearly to me, she has grown a ton, like a lot, and clearly cares for the daughter. And I mean, just the fact that she doubled the monthly child support her whole life, it sounds like.
And also, like, I don't think she was wrong in anything that she did. Like, she just kind of got fucked over by this guy.
That's what it is.
Completely screwed her.
She got pushed into a corner.
She knew, and she knew she was not ready to be a mother. Like, right? Which is why she was on birth control. She told him, like, hey, I'm not ready. And then this guy, like, probably intentionally knocked her up. And then, like, I don't get that he would do that and then just be a bad father. I guess he was trying to, like, anchor his relationship with her because, like, she was not ready to be committed to him. And she's like, he's like, oh, if I have a baby with her, maybe she'll commit to me, which is fucking terrible.
Yeah.
But yeah, that dad is a complete asshole. OP is just like, you know, had no idea what was going on.
Caught in the middle.
I think, caught in the middle. The mom is, I don't think, at fault for really anything. What is really cool is seeing how much the mom has matured in terms of being able to take care of herself. It seems like she got her life together, which is awesome to hear. But man, what a rough situation. I'm just glad OP got the truth.
100%. 100%. Like, oh my gosh. And also, like, as a kid, you know, if someone tells you something from like literally basically birth to adulthood, that's just going to be ingrained in your brain. So for OP, this experience is insane because it's like literally this whole thing I've been told and like have just like beaten into my head my entire life now is like completely different than what I thought. Like, that is such a insane, like, mind F.
Oh yeah,
to deal with.
Fucking crazy. But I'm glad OP finally got the truth.
For sure.
If you want another crazy story like this one, check out this other story we did where OP is not sure if they're the parent.